Hey everyone, thanks for visiting with me. In this video I'm going to be doing a tag called What Do You Call It? I was watching Natalie's Closet the other day and she was doing a video on this, and so I wasn't tagged by her, but I decided to take part in it. And so I'm going to start with number one. This is cooking food on an outdoor grill. So I call that we actually call that the grill. It's just what we call. That's how me and my husband just say, let's make something on the grill. So that's that one. Number two, carbonated beverage. I've always known it. Growing up in the States, in New York City, we called it soda. And when I moved to Florida, it was still soda, although some people did call it pop. So for me, soda. Number three, the item you wheel around the store with groceries. It's the cart. That's what I've always called it. And I'm gonna I guess mix this with Bahamian version here. Here they call it the trolley. So yeah. Number four, bugs that light up. We don't have that here, although my husband says that when he was a kid growing up here, they did have them. When I grew up in New York City, we had them, and they were called, or at least I call them, we bugs. Up there, it's north, it's lightning bugs. So didn't see any when I was living in Tampa, in Florida. So yeah, that's what I know it as. Number five, the word PECAN. I call it pecan. Number six, last piece of bread in the loaf. We call it the end piece. I think about it. I don't remember calling it anything else. I just only remember calling it that end piece. Yeah, I've always called it the end piece. The end piece of the loaf of bread, because they are on the ends. So, but I don't mind them so much. Except, obviously when I make my own bread, I've been making bread a lot more lately, just out of necessity. Sometimes it's just way cheaper to make my own versus buying a loaf of bread here. A loaf of bread here is over $4. Some of the cheaper brands, it still pretty much comes out to $4. It's like $3.80 something for a loaf of bread. That's like the cheapest I can find here. Now if I wanted some of the name brands like that come from the States, like Nature's Own, that's like almost $5 for that here. And just so you know, the dollar value is pretty much the same as the US, because here in this country they use both the Bahamian money and US money. So like when tourists come from the States, they don't have to exchange it. They can just use US dollars here. And so the exchange rate is it's pretty much dollar for dollar. The only difference is if I was to order from Amazon, and I use a Bahamian debit card, then it usually costs just slightly more. Like the total will come out just slightly more in Bahamian dollars. I think it's like for $1 US, then it's 1.03, so $1.03, I think. The last time we made a purchase, that's how it came out to be. So that's the only time where it's not exactly the same. So it's like if you're using cash here, then it is pretty much the same. But if we're to order online and use Bahamian dollars, then it is just, like I said, slightly more. So, and so let's see, where was I? Number 7, Caramel. I say caramel. I've heard some people say caramel, but yeah, for me it's caramel. Number 8, athletic footwear. That's sneakers for me. Number 9, small lobster-like creature. Uh, I know it as crawfish, or crayfish, but I think I've never eaten them, but I would call them crawfish probably more so than crayfish. And then here in the Bahamas, actually they don't have the small ones, but what is very popular here are what is called spiny lobster, and they always call that, oh, what do they call it? They call it crawfish. I think they call it crawfish. They call the spiny lobster crawfish here. So, yeah, it's interesting, how the different things have different names in different places. Number 10, the water tap inside and out. It's just the faucet. So, yeah, it's just always the faucet, We don't necessarily address the faucet. We just say, if you need to wash your hands, go to, or, it's just wherever you are. Just go wash it in the sink, or go use that sink, or the bathroom sink. Or I guess the kitchen faucet and bathroom faucet. Or if it's outside, they just go outside and use the use the water faucet out there. So, number 11 is liquid that makes your car go. So, gas here. I know in other countries they call it petrol. I think here in the Bahamas, it's also called gas. I haven't really heard anyone call it petrol. Yeah, there are some British. I haven't met very many British here, but I'm assuming the British call it petrol. The Bahamas here has a lot of British influence, so they drink a lot of tea. A lot of the words they use and how they speak is very similar to the British. Like they call mum here. They don't say mom. So when I met my husband in Tampa, it was funny, when I hear him call his mom and so now I understand too that because of the British influence. So a lot of words is just like the British. So, and number 12, space in the back of your car for groceries, the trunk. 13, lights that regulate traffic, a traffic light. Number 14, place you buy alcoholic beverages. For here, well, we don't drink. We're not drinkers. So, if I was in the States, buy alcoholic beverages, we can actually get that in the supermarket. Like say if you want a beer and some, if I remember correctly, like say Publix in Florida or in the South, those of you that have Publix, you could get wine. And couldn't you get wine in Publix? But I know for sure you can get beer and stuff in the supermarket. Now, if you wanted the hard liquor, then you'd have to go to a liquor store. But here, when I needed beer we were doing onion battered beer battered onion rings. When we wanted to make that and we needed beer for that, then I didn't realize they don't carry that here in the supermarkets. So I had to specifically go to a liquor store, which there were plenty around. So I just had to go inside and grab a can of beer for the recipe. So yeah, then here it's liquor store. It's number 15, item used to turn on the TV. the remote. It's just the remote. We always just call it the remote. Can you get me the remote? Yeah, we don't say TV remote, we just say remote. Number 16, place to go to buy medicine, the pharmacy. Number 17, breakfast you eat with syrup. First thing I think of is pancakes, or waffles, I guess. And the funny thing is here, breakfast here, they don't do pancakes. I mean, if you're at home, and you make it from scratch, or you buy the store-bought pancake mix, then yeah, people would do pancakes. But as Bahamians, their breakfast items are mainly grits, like grits and egg, or grits and scrambled eggs, grits and tuna, grits and sausage, which to me, sausage is, their sausage is more like hot dogs to me. Or they actually use these big, what do you call them, like rolls, and then they slice them up. So rolls of what they call sausages, which to me is just like a big old hot dog, and they slice them up and cook it in tomato paste and seasonings and thyme and like that, and that's grits and sausage. Or actually, they pronounce sausage, sausage. They say sausage. It's funny, but so yeah. So that's how they call that word, and that's what they do for breakfast. That and what else they do? A big breakfast item here is also called a chicken souse, which to me is like a pretty much like a soup. Or it's not a stew, it's not thick, so it's like soup, and it always usually comes with a side of Johnny bread. Oh, Johnny bread is so good. But yeah, chicken souse. So like chicken souse is, kind of like chicken soup, and it's just a very clear broth, chicken, onions. What else did they put in it? Carrots, maybe potatoes. Really good. So yeah, breakfast here is very different. They don't have any restaurants or shops that sell pancakes for breakfast here. So if you want pancakes, you have to make it yourself. Number 18, item that gives you information on the roads. That makes, when I read it like that, it makes me think of signs. Signs on the road gives you information on the roads. So road signs, really, I guess, road signs. Yeah. Number 19, money you get sorry, I'm switching the words here. Machine you get money from, the ATM. Number 20, sweet on a stick. First thing that comes to mind for me is a lollipop. Sweet on a stick, yeah, like a candy. So I think of a lollipop. So yeah, that's the last one. And just to add on to that, for the ones I could think of, it took me a while getting used to here when we moved here, and getting used to the lingo, and quite a few times I got a little confused because I had no clue what they're talking about. So the one I can think of is that I really remember is very different, is what people refer to as the oven here. Like if they needed something, they wanted to put something in the oven or get something out of the oven, or when they're talking about what they're making, they'll say, oh, they basically refer to the oven as a baker. They say the baker. Go put that in the baker, or get that out of the baker. And so they're talking about the oven, and that took me a while. I was like, I didn't understand what they were talking about. And then another one is now some of them have slipped my mind. I should have written them down. I grew up calling light rain, when it's just lightly raining, I call it drizzle. I don't know if it's different in different areas of the US, but I know it as drizzle. Here they call it spry. It's sprying outside. So that's the difference for light rain. And then when they'll say, oh, instead of saying, can you give me a ride? Can you give me a ride home? They'll say, would you mind carrying me home? And so when I think of carrying, when they say carry, I'm thinking like of you literally picking someone up and carrying them. So, but that's how they say that, and that's how they call that. And then one more thing I could think of. Oh, well, yeah. They say the phrase, I guess, and they say, well, did you get home yet, or did that person get there, or there's someone said, oh, I'm here, right? They say reach. And they say, it's like, so if they're asking if so and so is home yet, they're like, oh, does so and so reach yet? Or or they say, call me when you reach home. Yeah. So that's that one, and I'm trying to think if I can remember any of the other ones. There's quite a few very different. That it took me a while to get used to and understand what they were referring to, but it's really interesting. Yeah, so that's basically it. So if you are a content creator, I would love go ahead. I'm not gonna tag anyone because I'm new to this community, the yarn community, and I don't really know anyone, know too many channels, and know whether they do these kind of things. So if you're watching and you're a content creator, consider yourself tagged. And if you are not a content creator, feel free to put your answers in the comments. Alrighty, so that's it for today, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a great day and be blessed. Bye bye.